Pappy Van Winkle 15-year single barrel auction. So if you all remember, just a couple months ago, they did this big auction. It was to provide funds for the World Central Kitchen and another rally. Basically, the two charities that benefited from this. And the auction for the Van Winkle single barrel went for $800,000, which is a lot. Some fun things to know about. So on average, that yield should be around 125 bottles. So if you do the math, it's like what? Off the top of my head, 6,500, something like that. And, you know, the cool thing about this is the people who won it was a collective of prominent bourbon enthusiasts led by Michael Hines. If you don't know who that is one of the owners of National Barrel Company. Super cool dude. Him and Casey, Casey, by the way, shout out. I'm assuming you're one of them. So I'm just now registering that as I'm speaking all of this out loud. Know Casey a little bit. Good dude. But overall, it's kind of cool because, that group wins a lot of them. To be fair, they've won a Four Roses. I think they've won a Willet maybe. But they've won a couple big ones in the past. But it's super cool to see distilleries step up and to do these kind of charity things. And I can't imagine the experience they're getting ready to get for it. I just think it's super cool because of all that. The other thing I do want to talk about is, if you all remember that auction, I think at one point in time got over $1 million. So some people are like, well, why did it go down to 800? My guess would be is that people weren't verified beforehand. I'm guessing there's like probably some schmuck that just said, I'll spend $1 million on this. And then once you go through the auction process, you have to get verified and you have to verify funds. You have to show that you have funds for this kind of stuff. My guess is they didn't have funds for that. So, but I just thought that was kind of interesting, kind of cool. I love the idea of charity work. Dave and I have done a ton of charity work in the past. Love the idea of supporting that. And, it's not hard for one of these big distilleries, Buffalo Trace, Heaven Hill, Four Roses, whoever, donate a couple ultra age, high proof single barrels. It's nothing to them. And it does that kind of stuff. So good for you all. Good for them. And congrats to Michael Hines and the whole group that won. I imagine it's probably going to be a banger.